have a first comment for that?
I didn't get anything. What the hell is that?
So does anyone have any take on the film for him? Right
Well, I
here.
mean, to me, me growing up in the 70s, I feel like a TV show from the 70s. Just the hell, you know, is putting up something on the show, you know, for us to enjoy. I mean, I didn't see nothing in regards to what you guys are talking about. You know, 70s rock show, you know, Kiss, you know, Alice in Chains, I don't know, something like that from the 70s, basically.
But visually, you found it stimulating.
Yeah, it was funny to me, you know, good versus evil, you know, that's what it was during the 70s.
Yes, I love his comment because I'm sitting here like, okay, I overthink everything, and then also I like to like balance and just enjoy. And I think this one was like so random in a sense that it allowed me to just let go, because thinking about it too much, I got all the different feminine elements, especially when there's like the angel with the wings. I kind of got into it there. I'm like, oh my gosh, they don't even see like they killed this angel for her feathers so that they can have a pillow fight. Oh my God, that's like when I checked back in. But before that, I was just like, wow, like this is just like, I'm just like, just taking it. And it was just, I enjoyed the fact that it kind of gave me that option to just like have that
Just sit
experience
back
that he
and-
had, and then also the experience that some other people might have had more literal, more deep into the social issues that are underlying all of this.
I love
What I
it.
got from it, although in the beginning I was trying to see where it was going, what I got from it towards the middle and end is that there was a toxic group of girls who were interacting with one another, and one of them at least was trying to just get along in life and maybe be a decent person, etc. But the toxicity was overwhelming her. They were trying to influence her actively. That's why they were pulling off her wings. And also they seemed very sweet on the outside, you know, cheerleader-ish and just very feminine. But inside they were very harsh people. So I just saw like peer pressure and toxic friends, basically.
I also saw a bunch of like consumerism and wanting to, like needing to touch and feel and consume anything that was pretty or anything else. And as a girl that lived through that kind of time in high school and whatnot, I definitely saw what on the outside looks like a good, solid group of friends, and it's all about how they look, but on the inside, it's like succubus, just all-consuming, and, well, if you're not careful, suck the life out of you. I thought it was really interesting how they mirrored that imagery with the super intense, glitter face, like really raw music.
You're saying that these are three different, there's two different realities to the girls in the beginning. Is that what you're saying? Like the glitter girls with the face, that's one reality of their peer pressure, and then like the hardcore kiss metaphor is the second reality? Is that what you're saying? Because
I mean, that's how I perceived it. Anybody else perceived it differently?
I don't know if it's necessarily different or not, but I don't know that they were two separate realities. I think that really sort of shows you what it's like to be a teenage girl growing up in like modern day America or high society, whatever. It's just sort of that double layer of experiences is constantly going on as you're going through that change, essentially.
I mean, I personally experienced many similar things like that. It can look one way and feel a different way, and you gotta struggle to keep up.
I also wanted to say, because you guys are giving a female perspective to it, and you're understanding it in a way that me, as an African American male, I didn't get the complexity between all three of these different kinds of realities. I kind of got confused through all of it, in a sense, and so specificity, so possibly making the beginning longer in a sense where it can
Just
fully.
a little more clear that they're all interwoven.
That they're all interwoven, because it seemed like three separate women telling three separate stories, but none of these stories matched at all. But it maybe could have been the value.
I mean, I did find some confusion there, but as far as that the two timeline situation, I felt like that was like a mirror. So one was a more like literal, emotional, guttural, and the other one was more literal.
Like on the surface level?
Yeah,
and
exactly,
what
more
was going
surface
on
level. One
underneath.
was more like It was the metaphor versus more of the literal.
Overall, I mean, I really enjoyed it actually. I thought it was extremely clever. And I thought how when they were tearing the wings of the angel, to me it was like the destruction of innocence. It was almost like a human sacrifice, you know, like to like burn on like the pillars of like illusion and like society and like all this
And
garbage.
pressure. And
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
And even like how like, I like how what your comment you made, like how the destruction of innocence, it turns out as something as flimsy as a pillow fight, you know what I mean? Like she was so easily discarded. And it was really clever, I think.
So when I watched the movie, what came back to me was around 2 years ago, there was a case, I believe in Virginia, where 3 friends murdered one of their group, one of the women or girls or teens in their group. And the detectives went back and sort of did an analysis, and they said, till this day, we can't figure out why they killed their best friend, supposedly best friend. When they interviewed the people in the high school, none of the high schoolers were able to identify a single occasion where they saw that the girls were not getting along. And the girls, when they were interviewed, they said, well, we just wanted to know how it felt to kill someone.
Wow.
So that's sort of mapping it back to the reality and the real life. I mean, they had no reason. They said, we liked her, we got along with her, we just wanted to know how it felt.
Yeah, definitely with the angel at the very end, just
Exactly.